I'm Zach George. If you really want to know how to train a dog from day one, you've hit the jackpot with this series. Subscribe to my channel and click that thumbs up button. Meet Shade. Over the next few weeks, I have the task of teaching him to be the epitome of a well-behaved dog. We're gonna tackle those common puppy challenges, teaching him how to focus and pay attention. Welcome to the Ultimate Puppy Survival Guide. In my first real training session, we're going to establish the meaning of the word yes, setting the foundation for not only his basics, but for advanced training in the future too. This is going to unlock remarkable possibilities. The way we train dogs on this YouTube channel isn't by waiting for a dog to do something we don't want them to do, to then say no and scold them. I think what's instinctive to most people when they have a dog is to continuously tell them no when their dog is doing something they don't like them to do. No judgment here, we've all been there. For instance, some people will resort to saying no when a dog jumps on guests without effectively teaching an alternative behavior, like sitting. Similarly, others might use no as a reflexive response to prevent a dog from picking up a shoe or something like that without providing guidance on what the dog should do instead. If you can somehow reverse that in your thinking and start acknowledging when your dog is doing something you like, your training results are going to skyrocket. It's essential to reframe our focus from what we don't want the dog to do to what we'd like them to do instead. One of the first things I like to teach a dog is the word yes. Yes is amazing. We're just gonna do some old-fashioned Pavlovian conditioning here, also known as classical conditioning, was showcased by the Russian scientist Ivan Pavlov using dogs. So he basically found that consistently ringing a bell before feeding dogs essentially caused them to drool or salivate when they heard the bell, even when no food was given, after doing this a repeated number of times. All we have to do is say yes, ring the bell, and give them a treat. I guess a human version of this might be like when our favorite song plays and we instantly feel great. I'm just using part of his meal, so I'm gonna say yes, then go ahead and give him that treat. By teaching him the word yes and making sure that that word has a powerful connection with something that he loves, food, play, access to a really cool place. There are certain triggers that can lead to automatic reactions, and that really is the magic we're tapping into with the word yes for Shade. When a dog learns that yes signals an incoming reward, it fundamentally changes their approach to behavior. This simple yet powerful communication sparks their ingenuity. It motivates them to actively engage in actions that we find desirable. Let's get some vocabulary out of the way. The term mark, for our purposes, will mean when we acknowledge the moment, yes, that our dog does something we like. Save the word yes for when your dog is guaranteed to get whatever it is that they find reinforcing. In this case, a treat. Yes. If you find yourself without treats, which you shouldn't for the first 2 years of having a dog, have them in your pocket if possible, but reality happens. If you do, try to say something like good, yes. What did I just do there? Good means warmer, warmer, hot. Every time I say hot, right, I'm gonna give a treat. Do you get the metaphor, the connection here? Over time, your dog will learn enough goods equals a yes. Dog trainers call that a continuation marker. During this initial phase, all we're doing is saying yes, following it up with a treat. It really is that simple. This communicates to them when I hear the word yes, I can look out for something I like. While the word yes can ignite enthusiasm and positive brain activity, relying so much on no, well, that can elicit negative emotions. Our philosophy, cultivate the best emotional state in a dog as it leads to the most profound training outcomes. Since I know I'm gonna be teaching him lie down in the next few hours, the fact that he offered it just then, I wanted to take advantage of that and say yes, even though that's not technically what we're doing right now. Let's talk about his body language right now. What do you think he's saying? I think he's saying he might be a bit tired. You know, puppies like this need to sleep the majority of the day. We really want to take advantage of times when they are conscious to give them good experiences, whether that be play or some light training like this. When Shade is really engaged, that's when we lean into training. When he needs a break, we respect that. This behavior isn't him rejecting to work with me, but a more subtle form of communication. I mean, Shade has chosen to still stay near me, even while he's facing away from me, which really signals to me a level of trust and comfort, but also probably the need for a break too. By paying attention to things like that, that's how you can measure active participation, because that's our goal. We're not just looking for an animal to comply no matter what with us. We want them to be an active participant so that they know how to make decisions when we're not there telling them what to do. When you look at training as a two-way conversation, I think you'll be much happier with your results. And I'm not going to forget about Inertia over here either. Yes, since she's doing a good job. I feel like I've laid the groundwork for yes. We don't want that big brain thinking too hard too quickly, you know. Do you all find yourself using the word yes or no of those two choices more in your training? Mastering basic skills, refining his leash walking skills, I mean, he's going to be massive. Continuing to curtail behaviors like unwanted chewing and jumping, and nurturing his social interactions with other dogs. These are all big priorities of mine. Click thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed. What'd you like about this episode? What do you want to see more of? Tell me in the comments below.